streams or Twitch stuff to back up on YouTube. Type it in there. The Easter. Pat's been on our charity streams with them. Was getting her kidney. Pat's a pretty funny guy. But like, and he streams for like 10 or 12 hours at a time, and he's the funniest running commentary. Pat's thing was he used to go by Drunk Vader, and he with the Vader mask on.
Oh, I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, Pat's awesome. Pat's also Canadian, but he doesn't have the accent like Chad does. That was so fun. First time playing online.
Oh god!
We're on Grand Theft Auto playing online. You know, like on the game, you can like get in the car, drive around, and do stuff together. We jump in a car and meet in a convenience store in the game. And he was the one that I was like, what can you do online in Grand Theft Auto? He goes, oh man, you can like, you know, just say something you do right there, like rob a store, whatever, drive around. And he goes, hey, like let's go to this convenience store. So I'm like following him on the game, like okay. And we get in the convenience store. He's like, I'm gonna rob the store. I'm like, you can do that in this game? He goes, yeah. And he goes, put the money in the bag, eh? And I just died laughing. I said, dude, this is real life. I'd be laughing so hard.
The nicest bank robber ever, you know.
Put the money in the bag, eh?
Looks like he's trying to hit him with like a wall meat from Castlevania.
He's trying to hit with his mullet.
Yeah.
Or his Bob Ross throat. But you make him sound like a 30s gangster. Yeah, see? Yeah.
Man, gonna hit with the bat, see? Come on. Never take me alive, Shadow League? Or Shadow... Who are they? The Shadow Warriors, that's who they were.
Yeah, that's right, the Shadow Warriors.
Not to be confused with just the Warriors.
Or Shadow Warriors.
Yeah. Or Shadow from Final Fantasy VI.
So, on a newer retro-style game, you did beat Shovel Knight.
I did.
We'll have to, like, get a James code for Play Night.
The Tropical King.
Did it last time. Did it last time, I forgot.
He's modeled after a Cheep Cheep.
Yeah.
That's right. So, out of all the systems you're using to start this, which one are you?
Probably the NES.
Is there any that you're using like just one console for like one game?
The Atari, I'm probably only gonna do like 2 games.
You'll play easy. I don't know, I'm just naming stuff. I don't know why Nick typed in roar in the chats.
Well, does Nick need a reason to type in roar?
No. They all look like they have Bob Ross froze to me.
Yeah.
Black guys with big red boots. Also, like he's throwing a box that says Sega on it at them. So I think he's throwing other Sega Master Systems.
Well, they had all this overstock, and he just throw them around like they're nothing.
Take these!
Maybe that's what actually happened. Was it
Yeah,
in Mexico?
yeah.
That's how all that happened.
There's a
Ninjas
documentary.
fighting each other.
There's a whole documentary on Netflix when they actually went and excavated all those.
Well, you know what? The only thing about all of that bothered me was that the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, like, that was the premise of it, was that they, well, you know, we're talking about you know, all the ET cartridges buried out in the desert, and well, that's part of it, at least. And he had been working on that for a few years, and was getting ready to release the movie later that fall when that documentary came out. Or, because I think that all happened I don't remember if it was in the spring or in the summertime all that happened. But it was that same year, and I just thought that it was too bad that the documentary ended up coming out before the Angry Video Game Nerd movie did. But I do wonder if the people that made the documentary were inspired by that at all, because a lot of people knew that the E.T. game was going to be prominently featured in the movie.
Wait, the game was featured in the movie?
Well, they talk about it. It's a
Did they talk about Atari in the movie or something?
In the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, they do.
I'm thinking of the E.T. movie.
Oh, no.
You ever watched this cartoon called Code Monkey? Used to be on G4.
I remember hearing about it, but I don't think I ever did see it.
It might still be on Netflix. Code Monkeys is a cartoon that's actually animated to look like an 8-bit video game.
Yeah, it looks like River City Ransom.
But the actual cartoon is about 80s video game development. So the characters all work for video game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole episode about Steven Spielberg working on a movie. And he's wanting a video game to tie in with.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to this company. He's like, hey, I'm making this movie E.T. I want to make a game for it. I heard you guys were good. But they're like, oh, cool. When do you need the game? He goes, oh, in a week. And so the whole episode is about this one guy making the game in a week.
Which really isn't too far off. I think they did it in like 5 or 6. And it was, I can't remember his name right. The Howard Scott Warshaw, maybe? But you know what was too bad is, I mean, he made some of the best games on the Atari, like Yar's Revenge and the Indiana Jones, or the Raiders of the Lost Ark game. You know, so it was an ambitious game. It's definitely not the worst game ever made.
I'm noticing something about Double Dragon now that I've never played this game. So the game starts off with this guy's girlfriend, bad nigga. And first of all, a dude punches her in the stomach. Which is just terrible. And then kidnaps her. But, looking at, like, this is the second or third stage now?
Third stage, yeah.
Okay, you've gone through an industrial complex, gone through a warehouse, Sega Master System. You're now in the woods. So, it had to take her through all this when they drove away.
When they walked away with her, like, over their shoulder.
To take her to, like...
Yeah.
So they kidnap her in, like, Detroit, drive around the Great Lakes, and you end up in, like, a
warehouse.
Yeah, because, like, the last temple looks like it's in Japan.
Yeah.
And this guy's going through a lot of trouble to get his girlfriend. I'd be like, dude, I'm calling in, like, a whole army or something. Like, I don't even know where they took it to a whole other country.
There is a web series called Living in 8-Bit. I think I showed you that clip of... They do, like, these, like, 3, maybe 5-minute sketches on, like, what it would be like to live in old, like, Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And it's brilliantly done. It's well written, it's well produced. The editing's great. It's shot great. But they have this one episode about Double Dragon, and it's, you know, Jimmy and Billy Lee, you know, working on their car, and they're complaining about, oh, you know, Marion got captured again, and she's just like hanging out outside their garage while they work on their car. And they all got, like, New Jersey accents. And what's great is, like, yeah, the group of thugs, like, just, oh, jeepers. He just wasn't giving me a chance. Yeah, the group of thugs walk up, and, you know, they punch her and, you know, carry her off, but what's great is, like, you know, they're, like, the group of them, like, just walk up, like, all generically, and one of them's, like, holding a bat, but he's, like, holding it out in front of him. And it's so great. If you get a chance, check it out. It's called Living in 8 Bits, and it's just a really great web series.
I haven't seen it on this version, but I want to see it in the arcade version. You fight other women, like women with whips and knives in the game?
Yeah, like the ones with the really big afros are the women.
Well, there's like some biker-looking chicks. They got like a biker-looking like leather outfit, and they come out with like knives and whips.
Yeah.
So whoever's paying them to be bad people, do they realize they're protecting a woman they got punched in the street and kidnapped? Like, how much are they getting paid to like be her boyfriend up? Like, these were the guys who, if this game was made like 6-7 years later, these would be all the teenagers in the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
And they're stealing TVs and VCRs, and
yeah.
they think they're badass because they have cigarettes. We got menthols, we got whatever. It's like, we got skateboards. We steal TV. We don't have no parents. Rufio's over there playing an arcade machine.
Rufio.
The Shredders are dead. Because we're all apparently like, we don't have a house.
Yeah, they're all just hanging out in this, like, warehouse.
And they were from, like, ages 5 to, like, 25.
I know!
Do you sell the TVs to buy food for all the kids in the world's worst boys and girls club? We go out and steal TV. This is dumb.
What kind of healthcare plan do they...
There's no healthcare plan. You just beat people up and... I don't know, like, what do you do if you get sick and you, like, live in that crappy Clan headquarters? Kidnap a doctor and tell him to fix you.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pay you in skateboards and menthols.
Or an antibiotic.
Healthcare plan. My plan is you take care of my healthcare. Also, you're throwing rocks at another man. And he's so jacked up on roids, he didn't feel it the first 2 times.
I think it was about 4.
Like, I'm gonna take video game logic out. And you're now fighting what looks like the Savage Dragon and a Michael Jackson backup dancer.
Alright.
Like, the dude's wearing like 4 different colors. He's got purple hair, blue headband, green arms, a red shirt, and blue jeans.
I think it's a puffy vest.
Oh,
that could be
one of those bubble vests.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Just do whatever you want.
There's like redneck leprechaun here with his wife beater and...
I also remember they made a really awesome movie for this game too.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't think I ever watched. Or if I did,
I couldn't watch like more than like 5 minutes of it before I just like had to stop watching from it. Because it was like, oh, I'm too embarrassed to have anyone see me watch this. It's one of those things where you feel so bad for the people in it that just...
No,
you're embarrassed.
Because the people in it at least got paid.
Well, that's true.
If you paid to watch it, that's different.
Alright.
So I actually can't look at the Twitch. So if you're still watching, thank you for watching the practice session, but I can't.
Yeah, we're about done. I think I'm gonna get killed by Incredible Hulk, a Bobo here.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
You're throwing rocks at a man.
He's not a man, he's a machine. Twisted and evil.
You know what happens if they made a video game today where they start off punching women?
Oh,
That game would never